Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the HighLevel Experience Podcast. Our guest today is a seasoned entrepreneur, a marketing systems genius, and a creative force who's been building and scaling businesses since flip phones were still a thing. He's got nearly 20 years of experience in web design, digital marketing, geography, and believe it or not, prop design for film and television. He's the brain power behind GHL Power Tools, a killer suite of tools built for the HighLevel platform, used by agencies and local businesses to drive repeat business, capture 5-star reviews, and streamline onboarding. Oh, and did I mention that he also pivoted an entire agency after COVID, wiped out the fitness niche, and still came out stronger? Yes, that's right. All that and more we'll be discussing on today's episode. Please welcome to the show, Jason Orban.
Hey, Vit, how are you doing today?
I'm very good. Thank you, Jason. Glad to have you here, mate.
Yeah.
Mate, before we get into all the, GHL magic, I have to ask you, you've done, web design, built marketing agencies, coached other entrepreneurs, even worked in the film as a prop designer.
Mm-hmm.
What's a common thread through all of it, and how the hell did it all lead to GHL Power Tools?
Common thread, I don't know. You know what? We always like to be, I feel like I'm just a very creative guy. I like being creative. I like building things. I like doing things and just like seeing things come to fruition, right? Like I like whatever it is, I feel like I'm very artistic. We've done photography. We've grown. My wife and I, she was a hairstylist for 20 years. We built hair salons and renovated and did all that kind of fun stuff. And I guess the common thread for me is just the creativity behind all of it. And that even goes from before we were building our agency, like you mentioned earlier, we were working in fitness. We grew our agency really, really well there. And then COVID happened and kind of took it all away. Instead of panicking there, we're just like, okay, now what do we need to do? Be creative, come up with new ideas, and like, how do we move forward with that?
Yeah. And so right now you've got this platform called GHL Power Tools, but you also still run your own agency as well?
Yeah, we still have an agency that's going full steam ahead right now as well. So kind of what happened is let's say it was like 2020. We had like 60 fitness studios that we're working with doing their marketing for them. COVID came along. We had just had a great meeting with a bunch of them. We onboarded a new franchise and we were just shooting for, hey, we're going to hit 100 studios this year by the end of the year. And I think we're already at 50. So we're really looking forward to that. Got back home and then everything just shut right down. And you know what? We were hopeful that those businesses were going to come back. Things are going to open up again, but they just did not. And those fitness businesses were closed for like almost 2 years. So we didn't wait around for that because you didn't have that kind of time. So we're like, well, what else are we going to do? And poking around the internet, I found some really good offers that were out there. And then I was like, well, what are these guys doing? And it all led back to HighLevel. We jumped into HighLevel and I was like, there's got to be some cool stuff that we can do here. Now, after we did the fitness thing, we kind of just went back to our roots, which is like local marketing, right? How do we help the businesses around us who were relying on all the customers walking into their business, but now they have to transition to online. So we started working with them. We started getting them more reviews. And when we got into HighLevel, we found out that the review system is okay, but it wasn't what our customers really wanted. That's where we kind of went and built our first product for HighLevel, which was our smart review system.
So what did you find out that they did want it?
One of the things that like HighLevel has is people were kind of used to a little bit of gating. It was like having that segmentation of you happy customers versus unhappy customers. So we built basically one of those pages where we had the landing page with the 5 stars on it, or thumbs up, thumbs down. Customers could pick, whether they're happy or not, and then go through the process of leaving a review. But all still tied into HighLevel. But we did a whole bunch of JavaScript stuff and a bunch of programming in the back end to make things easier. Because like one of the things with HighLevel is if you've been using it, going into custom values is like a nightmare, right? So one of the first things that we built in with that review system was, hey, how do we make it so that people can actually update the custom values in an easy way? And we built a system for that as well. And our whole thing was just making it easy for our customers to use the system, but also just get reviews really easily in a fashion that they wanted.
Yeah, right. Nice. Excellent. And how do you program it on the back end? Once people, give a thumbs up, thumbs down, it's kind of how you filter down. Is there
Yeah.
then a form that they fill up if they want to provide more information, and then it takes them to Google for review or any of the other platforms?
Yeah,
Or
essentially that. If they pick three or less, it's going to pop up a form. Ask them for their feedback. There's a big button at the bottom that says, "Hey, I don't want to leave feedback. I want to go leave a review." If I want to go leave a negative review, they really want to do that, they can. We're not entirely gating people, but if they leave 4 or 5 stars, then it pops up the option for Google, Facebook, Yelp, whatever other systems that you want to have in there, Google reviews or review sites, and then people pick that, and then they go through and leave the review for their customer.
yeah, nice. Well, one of the things I've found with reviews and because we got our own snapshot as well, it would be a similar thing.
Yeah.
One of the things I find is, on the front end, how do you present it to brick and mortar businesses? How do they go about doing the requests? What have you found working best?
Yeah, brick and mortar businesses, it's really interesting, right? Because a lot of the businesses when we're talking about, I mean, we got two different kinds of brick and mortar business. We got service-based businesses where they know who their customers are already, like they've got their contact information. Then we've got brick and mortar businesses who they don't know who their customers are. So if we're talking about like restaurants and retail and like bakeries, stuff like that, where customers just come in, purchase things, and then leave, a lot of businesses that way are very passive about how they ask for reviews, right? They've got a sign up somewhere that says, "Please leave us a review." Nobody mentions reviews. Nobody asks about reviews. It's just there's something there,
Yeah.
and they're hoping that their customers will leave a review. Now, the service-based businesses like the hair salons, chiropractors, home services, everyone's got to make an appointment, right? So you've got their contact information in there. It's a lot easier to follow up with those customers because we already have their contact details, right? We finish up with them, we can move a thing in the opportunities panel, and all of a sudden we're asking them for a review, right? Or we can automate, hey, after the person pays, fire it off, and then we can ask them for a review. Now, one of the things that we're working on right now that we built in is a way to get reviews through like an NFC tap card. So here's just a blank white NFC tap card here, but what we can do is we can program a link on this to take them to a system that we built that walks them through a really quick like Google login. And when that does that, we actually capture their information, fire it back into HighLevel. And now that contact's information is inside of HighLevel as they're leaving you a review. So when we're talking about those retail brick and mortar anonymous customers, now we're turning those anonymous customers into customers we actually know who they are,
Yeah.
which is really, really cool.
And that obviously opens up a whole lot of doors for additional remarketing through email, through SMS, obviously in a way that's valuable. That's a critical thing to mention, because if you're just going to do that to just start pitching offers, flog their emails, that's just surefire way to burn your.
Yeah, absolutely. All marketing, we want to be valuable, right? I can't tell you how many customers we've had in the past who, before they start working with us, they are just like, buy now, buy now, buy now, buy now, buy now. That's their whole social media feed. That's the whole thing. And we switch them around, we change things around, and we get them a message and actually help them start providing value to their customers. So one of the things is, even with we have another promotion system that's tied into that you can tie into our review system, which is a whole way for these brick and mortar businesses to basically create like a digital flyer that they can send out to their customers once a week. Now, the cool thing about this, if you're doing it this way, or if you're doing it through an online funnel, whatever, if people are signing up, asking them if they want to actually be there, and then if they do, know that you can send them all messages, because people do like to hear from the businesses that they work with. Now, we're not going to hammer them probably every single day with a marketing message, but if we're sending out a message once a week, once every 2 weeks, you're probably going to be doing all right, especially for a business that people like to frequent. They like to see what kind of promotions they have available, what's on sale, that kind of thing, how they can, save a buck or attend an event or get something special.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I know like my local butcher, they always put up like, they on the chalkboard, the specials.
Yeah.
So it'd be cool to know, like, if they're planning it ahead or a few days ahead, just like getting an SMS, like, hey, choose your local butcher here. Here's just a quick summary of what specials coming up for this weekend, just so you can plan up your barbecues or something.
Absolutely.
That'd be cool,
That would be awesome.
right?
I'd be there. I'd be buying steaks every day.
Yeah, brisket.
yeah.
Bring on that brisket and
Everything.
Everything. So
but it's funny. We've had some really good discussions, and we do, as part of our whole Power Tools thing, is we have a Tuesday and Thursday call where we do a live and people can join, and we usually talk about tech stuff, but a lot of times we get into like the sales side of things too, and how do we market, all these systems that we're selling. And one of the discussions we've had a lot lately is just the lack of follow-up from businesses, even for
Mhm.
those service-based businesses that are out there. My wife works with us in the agency, and we owned 3 different hair salons, back when she was a stylist. And one of the major things that we were like so adamant about was follow up with customers, whether it was sending out a weekly message to them, or then here's a big one, is we had someone at the front desk call everybody who was in the day before to make sure that they're happy with their hair. Right. And one of the cool things about that was that because we had someone at the front desk calling who wasn't the stylist who worked on their hair, we actually got honest feedback from the customer that, hey, I'm not happy. I actually really kind of wanted this thing and I didn't get it. And the cool thing was then now our front desk staff were able to rebook them in, get everything handled, maybe put them with a different stylist or put them with Chandel, who was like the master stylist there. Right.
yeah.
So they had a couple options, but one of the biggest complaints that I've heard from my wife here locally is that none of the businesses that they go to follow up. Not the dentist, not the hairstylist, not the chiropractor, not the our kids are big into sports, so they've got some like sports medicine things that they go to, but nobody follows up. Nobody sends a message. Nobody, like our HVAC people, nobody follows up. And there's such a huge opportunity there for
Massive.
those businesses just to do the simplest, the smallest amount of follow up.
Simple. It's a no-brainer, really. I mean, you complete a service, you've done a service, you've collected money. It's just a simple follow-up. Hey, how did we go? That naturally leads into reviews. That then naturally, if it's a good review, if it's a positive, then that opens the door for a referral campaign to follow up and offer, hey, here's an offer for somebody, for your neighbor, or for somebody. Yeah, and
Totally.
then yeah,
But even think about it, like you have every one of these businesses has some kind of sales cycle, right? Like a hairstylist in the salon, people are coming back every 4 to 6 weeks. HVAC with like irrigation, they're there at least every 6 months because they got to turn things on, turn things off. Pool cleaners, you've got even chiropractors and everything. It could be like every 6 weeks that they're just, hey, it's time to book in again. Haven't seen you for a little while. How are things going? Do you have any problems? How can we help out? You know, doing that kind of stuff. And I'm sure just by doing that, they would probably almost double their business just by that little bit of follow up. Maybe they're too busy and they don't want that. But by being able to solve that one little problem for those local businesses who I don't even know if they know that it's a problem, but you will be able to grow and so easily.
yeah, it's a win-win for everybody. And ultimately, what you're doing by doing so, it's increasing customer lifetime value. You're helping the business to get those customers to come back, and ideally come back in high frequency, right? For example,
Yeah.
like I used to be a massage therapist, and I used to, in the health and fitness industry, did a
Yep.
bunch of things. But like, let's go with an example of a remedial massage. Somebody books because something is, like maybe their back is hurting or something, or they've got a postural problem. So you're gonna have to have a bit of a treatment plan. They have to come back for a few sessions, not just one. So you could obviously, if you're really good as a sales guy, at the end of the treatment, to prescribe the plan and say to the customer, "Hey, I'm going to see you once every 2 weeks," and if they agree to it, no, that's great. But if
Yeah.
there's going to be those edge cases where people just show up for one time, and you don't have that experience, that opportunity to talk to them about, pitching them a treatment plan, then you could have an automation and it just touches base like, "Hey, you had a massage," and then you have that post thing, right? But then that also leads
Yeah.
into, a timer, and maybe it's been 30 days. Like, "Hey, how's your back? Hey, maybe it's that time, we might want to come back or just loosen up, getting rid of any of those niggles that were bothering you last time."
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. I think there's like even without like, for massage therapists, I'd be following up with people like a few days later because you got a massage, you're sore. You get a good massage, you're going to be maybe a little bit sore the next day, and it'll start getting better over the next couple of days. But we have a couple clients who have clinics, and the big thing there is like, hey, you're like the advisor, right? People come to see you. Sometimes they just want the one-off massage. Some things they want whatever, but you're the advisor, right? So you're like, oh, okay, you got this. I'm going to probably want to see you like 2 or 3 times. Here's the kind of plan that we want to do. You're going to start feeling better after this, but we should really kind of, once you're feeling good, we should also kind of move into like a maintenance, where you come in once a month and we'll just do a good massage and keep you going kind of thing. We have a client that has a clinic and they're really good friends of ours, and they will have customers come in for like a 10-day period. They'll come in like every second day for 10 days. And what they were doing was after that would happen, they would just, okay, we'll see you later. They started moving into we'll do that, but then now we're going to do just, what do you call it? Just maintenance mode. We're just going to, now you came in for 10 days. You feel absolutely awesome now. Let's keep that up. So we don't have to go through a full treatment. We don't have to do the whole spectrum of things, but now we can just do, once a month thing. And how do you come in? That increases their revenue, the lifetime value of that customer. And that customer continues to feel great going forward, right? Because they're getting the ongoing treatments. The problem with most people, my wife included right now, she's sitting upstairs with a sore back. And I've been like, you have to go get a massage or something, because she's had it since last Friday. So you got to go do something, but there's nothing popping up in her newsfeed or nothing like that where she's just going to go and book. The problem is we don't go and do something. Most people don't go and do something until we hit like rock bottom, right? Till we're in pain, till we're hurting, till something's not going right. Then we decide that we're going to go and take action.
Yeah. As we were talking, I also had like an idea, like what if, how you got those like a subscription models is just a really powerful thing, right? Subscription for shavers, subscription model for this. What if you had a subscription model for massage therapies, like where we know
Absolutely.
Massage treatment it's not cheap, right? It might be, $100 or more. And so when it gets to that time, some people might be like, yeah, I don't really want to spend that much money. But if they were to say, hey, you just pay, I don't know, $20 a week, it's a subscription model. You can cancel anytime and you accrue credits. So once a month you can come in for a massage. If you don't use it that month, you can double up next month or something. And what it does is like for those people who I think this is brilliant, especially for those people who are like really bad at budgeting or saving up for things. It's like, oh, it's just $20. I can do that because I get paid every week. I'll just, $20 goes away. That's a small amount. And then boom.
Yeah. I think I love the subscription model. We also have like a loyalty and rewards program. My whole philosophy here is how can we help all the local businesses do what they need to do? So we have loyalty and rewards. We have reviews. We have this promotion system. Part of the rewards and promotion system that we built, we also have this subscription membership tiers too. So we've had a number of med spas use the system for almost exactly what you're talking about. So every month customers will come in, they'll pay for their subscription. They get like, let's say 5,000 points. Then they can redeem those 5,000 points for different services through our back end. So they basically just come in and say, hey, I want to use these points for like Botox or like, I don't even know what the med spa things are, but you can use it for all those things, right? Whether it's a facial or whatever. Now, that's what's crazy is some of those people are spending like $750,000 a month to get those points on those subscription plans because they're already coming in and doing it. They just want the subscription so that they know what they're getting. Now, the way we set it up with these med spas is that you can have, okay, we have like 3 or 4 different services. You have this many points. You can usually pick like 2 out of the 4 services kind of thing for whatever you're spending. And you can set how many points that they're going to use for whatever. And then we have a whole checkout system for med spas in the back end there too, which, and I love the whole subscription model. The problem is most businesses don't think in that recurring revenue model, right? How do we get customers to continually come back, spending money with us all the time? And it alleviates so much pressure inside your business when you can look at the start of the month and you say, hey, we've got 10,000 in subscriptions coming in this month. We don't have to be always fighting for that. Get new customers.
Yeah, exactly. Mate, we have a lot of high levelers listening, and I'm sure there's some people who are interested to know more about your offers. I mean, there are we've had a whole heap of amazing vendors on this podcast over the time. So at the end of the day, obviously, it comes
Awesome.
down to what works best for everybody. But did you want to maybe share your screen and go over the different tools? You got like a video collection tool as well. So it
We've
might
got a
be a good
few different
idea,
things.
like just go over that and
Sure. Okay. Okay. Cool. So we're inside high level here. One of the we've got a couple of big things is we built a loyalty and reward system a couple of years ago. The problem with it is we had everything a la carte, and then what we started doing was we just realized it was still kind of like a little bit confusing about if you ever bought snapshots from anybody, it's like, oh, I put this here and I put this one here. How do I link this up with that? And that kind of thing. So what we ended up doing was we combined everything. We said, hey, if we're going to do restaurant marketing, restaurants and retail and stuff like that, what kind of tools and stuff would we need to have inside that snapshot for the whole system? So what we came up with is we've got a couple different snapshots, restaurant and rewards, or restaurant rewards. We've got hair salon, we've got fitness, and then we've got home service. Now, the big difference between those different industries really is just how you get referrals. When we're talking about like home services and hair salons and chiropractors and stuff like that, what the way they get referrals is somebody's going to refer them to the salon. Let's just use the hair salon as an example. They're going to refer them to the hair salon. The customer is going to call, book an appointment, give them their contact information, and then come in on their scheduled appointment, right? Now, with like a restaurant, retail, bakery, pub, brewery, that kind of stuff, or butcher, like you were talking about, people are just coming in, right? They're not making an appointment to come in and buy a slab of meat, buy a brisket. They're just going to walk in. So what we've built for restaurants and retails is we've got this whole VIP system. And the way the VIP system works is that we've got ways for people to join the VIP system. Now they can either join through a funnel like this, which just gives you an offer, sign up and hey, we're going to send you coupons and events and stuff like that here. But once they do join, we've got this promotion system in the back end here where you can actually show them all different promotions and events and things that you have going on. Now it can be from like an info post to an actual coupon to like something unique for membership tiers like we were talking about. We have a few different coupons you can do. It takes them to a page like this and then loads up those promotions and coupons for them.
right.
Down here, this stuff here is tied into like that membership they were talking about. I think it's really cool for like restaurants and stuff like that to have memberships as well. I don't know if you've ever thought about that, but
No, it's
yeah,
an interesting concept. I mean,
yeah,
I'm looking at this now. So this website this is like a unique link for the person, or is this like a publicly thing that
yeah. So this one here this is just a preview right here, but see, we have contact ID up here. So what
oh you do.
happens is when somebody gets sent here with their contact ID information here, we only pull in the promotions and coupons they have, promotions, coupons, events that they have available to them. So if you come on under somebody else's link, then we're not going to show you those things. So
So
the way
it's unique per restaurant and then also unique per person, like per member based
absolutely.
on what they've claimed, what they haven't claimed yet.
Yeah, so what we can do
Okay.
here actually is we have like 4 different campaigns for them to come in. We have a default campaign, an in-house campaign, a mail campaign, and a social media campaign. The way those ones work is they're all essentially the same framework, but if I create something on the default campaign, which is where we're sending our referrals and everybody joining, that can be different than say posters that we have up in house. Now, if we have posters up in house, maybe we're not going to give the same offer as we're going to give to people who are being referred. And maybe we're not giving the same offer as to the social media campaigns that we're running, just based off of, if somebody's already in house, maybe that we don't give them as good of a deal as, somebody who's never been in before,
Right.
and then we're just doing stuff like get a free basket of wings or buy one wings, get one for free, or get 2 free tacos or things like that. Right. So, or you can just do like get 10% off your next order or things like that. A lot of retail places will do that. Hey, sign up for our VIP list right now and we'll give you 10% off as you check out right now. We have those 4 campaigns, and just based off of how those come in. Now, if you sign up through the VIP campaign, you're not going to see the same offer as somebody who signed up through the in-house campaign. Every time somebody comes to that page, it's their unique view that they get what promos are available to them. if we were to make like just make a promotion that's through show to all subscribers, that's going to be everybody just gets to see that, right? That's to everybody who's subscribed to your VIP list, and then only show to tier members. This is only going to show to people who are part of your marketing tier or the tier that you created. So, for example, I think it's Panera Bread in the US. They have a thing called the SIP Club. They charge $11 a month for people to be part of the SIP Club. Every time they come into the restaurant, they get a free drink. I think it's non-alcoholic. They get free drinks when they're in. And they have over 1 million people subscribed to
And it's
that SIP Club.
probably some discounted deals as well on meals, whatever.
Yeah, absolutely. They're making, before they even open their doors, they're making $11 million a month just off of their drink membership, right? So we set it up so that you can do something like that inside of our system as well. You can you can add different promotions to it. And when we show this here, we have kind of like this exclusive membership perks here for customers who are in. Now, the cool thing is that I really like about this is we're not just doing coupons. We got information posts. So if you just got posts, like I'm just gonna use restaurants again as an example. If you've got like Wings Wednesday, or you've got Wine Wednesday, or when our happy hour is, or please leave us a review. Here's a link to our menu, that kind of stuff. You can do that as information posts. If you're like more event oriented, where you're like, hey, we've got concerts, we've got bands, we've got live music, we've got pop-up events, dancing, that kind of stuff. You can create event posts where you can put the schedule in for the days and stuff like that. So it's great for like event venues and stuff. And then we've got a couple different versions of coupons here. One, to send unique code, is going to send the customer a unique code via SMS and email that they can plug into the coupon to verify it. And these other ones are just like, they either show the code or you can ask the staff for a code. You can also pre-schedule your posts to be live on the promotions page as well. So you can go ahead and be like, hey, here's the one for September, October, November, December. You can have all those promotions pre-programmed in there, and they'll just go live when they're ready to go live.
This page here that you're showing right now, this is like an overview of all the offers, and just we can see what's live, what's not live.
Yeah, absolutely.
With the distribution, is it just through that page, or does it also say like the moment you enable a new offer, does it also like pre-set up, like it goes through an email as well?
It doesn't automatically send out an email. The way we send out an emails is either we have something automated through HighLevel so that we're sending it through a workflow, or we can just send out an SMS directly from here as well to all our contacts. Right. And then we have the trigger links and stuff in here. So you just go trigger link to promotions page, and then you write whatever you want in here.
What the offer is. Yeah. Okay, cool.
The contact.name. Check this out.
Yeah.
Kind of thing, whatever, right? You want to put in there. And we have examples of good offers and stuff that you can write and messages that you can send out. And now you send that out, everyone's going to get their own unique link to log into the promotion system. They're going to see what offers they have, which coupons they've already redeemed. So if they've redeemed coupons before, it's going to show up here under redeemed, and any coupons that they have still have access to that maybe refresh or whatever, they're going to show up here, or if they're one-time use and they haven't used them yet.
Yeah, I like it. One way would be cool is if you had an option to, as you're creating a new offer, that would then be, passed into a GPT prompt that would actually then write it as a actual like a pitch that, again, that's saved in, let's say, custom value. And then when you're going to send out that SMS update to everybody, you just pull that custom value on it, and it's already come and baked in with the copy and potentially even the trigger link, because you can pass it through.
That's awesome. I'm gonna write that down.
Yeah,
we just
there's like these little like nuances that a lot of people don't know about. And did you know you can put trigger links inside custom values?
Yeah, you can.
Powerful.
I love it.
We use that for like a unsubscribe footer for every single email. We just got like this default, the legal blurb, like, hey, here's our legal address. Hey, here's the link if you want to update your subscription preferences. Hey, here's the link if you want to unsubscribe. And that's all just an HTML code that's just baked in a custom value. And then we just...
I think custom values are so powerful.
Undervalued.
I don't think they just don't get used as much as they could. Yeah. I think by a lot of agencies or just users of HighLevel,
Yeah.
And yeah, we built a whole system so
Yeah.
you can manage everything off custom values. So everything that we have here is actually run off of custom values too.
Like this is great. Like, let's say even the other thing is like with trigger links, right? If you go to
Yeah,
trigger link, a lot of people just put that they set up the trigger links and they just set up the URLs directly in trigger links. You can do that too.
yeah,
I generally like to set them up inside values and then put the value into a trigger link because that just gives me more flexibility.
yeah,
But what's cool about it is the moment, let's say if you run in a promotion on one of the restaurants through your system, and then that promotion needs to update to a different page. That probably is not a use case here, but if it was, you never have to, like worry about an old email being out of date because the moment, even if
right.
it's an email that you sent out a month ago and it was through a trigger link to a link, if you change that link today against that trigger link, if somebody goes to that email that they received a month ago, it'll now take them to the new page.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much exactly what we do here. So we put like the URL into a custom value, then pull in those custom values
Yeah.
in here. So if anytime that changes, all the custom values, all the trigger links, all the
Yeah.
pages, all the messaging are all updated for you, and you don't have to go
You don't have to,
and
yeah, you don't have to know.
do
And
that.
what's brilliant about this is as a snapshot, because I do the same thing. As a snapshot, I say, hey, the trigger links that already you don't even have to go to trigger links. The only thing you set up is custom values and everything works. I like what you had there. I don't know if you can go back to that screen for the trigger links. This is for the guys
Oh
watching and
yeah.
listening. Guys, can you see what you got there? So we're referencing custom value, but can you see there's also UTM parameters baked in? Now, this is really powerful. Like you got to think about what this does, right? It's
Yeah.
actually reducing friction. It's reducing, if you go to contact and you send them something through an email, that means they know that you've got them on the list. So taking them to a page where they got to fill up a form with their name and email again from scratch is kind of annoying, right? So, but
Yeah.
instead, if you back it in, and that's what Jason's got here. I love this shit.
A good example of that is, let's say we just go to Jason Orban here, and then we've got like our loyalty and rewards page. I might have to go back up a little bit here. It's like every time you earn points or anything like that, it's going to take us to our dashboard. So this is another system that's tied in with it, which is our loyalty and rewards points. So same kind of thing, what you're talking about there. We've got the custom value. Now we've got the UTM parameters already programmed in here. So it's going to automatically fill in their login information for them. And then all they have to do is click sign in. So they don't have to go and do that. So it's going to fill out that form for them too. One of the cool things that you can do with trigger links, if you haven't done it before too, is if you want to send somebody over to a form or funnel or anything like that, where they're a contact inside your system, you can pass, I think it's just contact. You create a trigger link and then you just say contact, I think it's underscore ID equals, and then you put
Yep,
their
you got it.
contact
You got
ID
it there. The
in
fourth.
there.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, contact that. The
So
actual
this one's
official. That's the actual official custom value from HighLevel, which then picks it
yeah,
up.
the
Yeah,
contact ID, that's the merge key from them.
yeah.
Now, this CID, we use CID because I don't want to get it confused with right here, contact ID equals contact ID. If you send this over to a form, it doesn't matter. Like it'll grab their contact information and drop it into that form for them, tie everything in that form to that contact when you send them over there. So it's kind of cool. So you don't even have to, if you send somebody over to a form there where you don't want to collect their name, email, phone number, that kind of stuff again, you can just send them to a form where they just fill in additional details, but you pass contact ID over. They don't have to log in or anything. It'll just anything that they put in there will automatically be attributed to their contact instead of
I've learned something new today. So,
so
and then that's great. And then on the form, do you have to do anything on the form side, like set up a
no, you don't
source,
have to
hidden
do
source, or nothing?
nope, nothing. You just have to have contact ID equals their contact ID in the
Instead of
URL,
instead
and
of
high
CI,
level will grab it.
but it cannot be CID. It has to be contact
No,
underscore.
CID is what we use because when we use contact ID, we do a thing where we're like logging in with different things. So we're on the same computer. So we found that it can kind of mess things up. It'll
Oh
mess
yeah,
things up
it'll
if you
actually
fill out
connect.
a form for
Yeah.
this contact when you're using a different contact. So we use CID and then we pass that over because then we have JavaScript and everything on the page that will capture that information. use JavaScript in the back end to fire it off to our system, trigger the API, grab the information, stuff like that. So that's the way our promotion system will work, right? We pass the contact ID in the back end when this is loading. It's actually going to our server saying, hey, this contact just loaded the promotions page. Our system then contacts HighLevel, says, hey, what promotions does this person have access to? And then feeds it back and then loads up the promotions that they have access to from our server.
Brilliant. And that opens in real time, pretty much within split second. That's excellent.
It's pretty quick. It works pretty good. Yeah, there's other stuff that we load on different pages. So for example, in here too, it's still similar. We're pulling information from the server using the contact ID. Here, what we're doing is we track every transaction a customer has made through HighLevel, where you're giving them points, redeeming points, that kind of stuff through our whole point system. It shows them their lifetime, their current, and their redeem points. So they can earn points for referrals. You can actually give people points for anything that you can trigger in a workflow in HighLevel, anything that you want. You can just use our webhook to fire off a give points trigger, and it will then create a transaction for them, give them points, and then it'll calculate their points there. Once they've earned points, they can come over to redeem rewards, and then this will load in all the rewards that you created inside of our system, and then people can redeem their points for different vouchers and stuff like that too.
This is where you got to be careful how you configure this, guys.
This we make it pretty simple. Like there's nothing that you have to actually touch on these pages. Again, with our system, I don't want really people having to dig around. You're allowed to go ahead, mess around with things, but we've created, like in our backend here, you create these rewards and promotions. Like if we go to reward items, you'll see those different rewards here. You can decide who you want to show those rewards to. And then when somebody comes here, they'll see those rewards. If they're part of one of the tiered memberships, they'll have a little star here for like an exclusive reward.
Yeah, nice. Is there flexibility in styling the page though?
Yeah, you can change all the colors. You can change the background. The only thing that really gets loaded in is the points on this, and then these ones. And then we've got 3 different templates for how you want to display these things as well.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, cool.
And then through custom values too, you can turn these things off and on and show things and hide things.
Yeah,
and stuff as well.
So I like this. Now, the obvious thing that pops in my head is HighLevel has an affiliate manager which tracks and all that payouts and all that. How would this fit in with that? Like, is it a separate thing, or can you still work with the affiliate manager somehow, like a bit of a hybrid, and why would that be a good use case or not?
Yeah. So it is a separate thing, but we do have it set up so that if you had somebody to have an affiliate ID, they could tack that on to this as well. So if you wanted to sell things, the difference between HighLevel's and what ours is geared directly towards points, right? So you're earning points that you can redeem later on for different things. We're working right now to tie it in with HighLevel's coupons as well. They just released, like about a month and a half ago, they just released an API for generating coupons on the fly. So we're going to integrate this with doing coupons, but here you're earning points with the HighLevel's affiliate manager. It's all about transactions, right? So it's like checking out through Stripe, money goes through, then you're paying out a commission for that transaction. What we're doing here is we're just giving points for really any action that we think a customer could do. If we want to track, hey, did you leave us a review? We're going to give you 500 points for leaving us a review. Inside of our promotion system, if you wanted to do it like, hey, instead of giving you a $10 discount or giving you a free thing of wings, now that you're a VIP member, if you check out, if you use this coupon, we're going to give you 500 points instead that you can then redeem for entrees and stuff later on. You can have this tied into a workflow where you say, watch this video or watch this video, and then we'll give you points for watching the video, doing that kind of thing, emailing friends, that kind of thing. You can give points for so many different things inside of HighLevel. Anything that you can think of through an automation, you can then give points for.
Now, if you've never done this, you'd only be guessing what's the right strategy to what give points for and what not. Do you have a recommended set of things to give points for? Because it's about profitability as well, and make sure that you're not over giving, right?
Right. So we have a spreadsheet which kind of allows you to say, hey, I want to give away these things as offers, as like redeem these points and get this thing. And then it allows you to say, oh, okay, this thing's worth $10. Our points are worth one point per penny kind of thing. It's 100 points per dollar. And so it'd be 1,000 points for that $10 thing. We've got a spreadsheet that you can fill out that'll kind of walk you through what those points are worth. Inside of here, we do when you're first setting up an account as well, we have default values that will pop into like 2,500 points for a referral, 250 points for a lead, 100 points for an invite. Then we've got like social media things, like a social media share, you can give points and stuff like that
What are we
too.
looking at on this screen? Sorry.
Oh, so this is our authorization. This is where you can actually get the snapshots. We've got a leaderboard link here that you can drop in. You can customize the look of our backend, this panel right here, so you can change styling and stuff in there. But what this is our custom values updater it allows you to update the custom values for the system. So instead of digging around in HighLevel and trying to update custom values, we built this backend for all of our systems that it'll tell you what everything updates, and then it kind of gives you tools and tips and ideas on what to put in those values when you're updating that location.
That's okay. So let's stay on this for a minute, because this is
Right.
this is actually really, really powerful. We use that in my agency as well. Not this particular
Yeah.
product. We've got another vendor's product. There are a couple of vendors doing this similar thing, and it's good to see just the differences. So like this one, I'm looking at this is you were able to pick a specific location from the agency view. You don't have to go into the location. And then does it pull all the values from that sub account, or do you have to kind of create it like a form? Uh,
This one here on our apps, it only pulls in the custom values that are relevant to the snapshot you load.
so it's based on the snapshot. So let's say, okay, so the way you set it up is you go to sub account, you load a snapshot into the sub account, then you go to this thing, and it'll automatically pull the values that are in that sub account because those snapshots in there.
Yeah, because we already know what. I'll take a step back and I'll show you. So we also have a custom values updater. The way we built it is you can create collections of custom values. So we
Okay.
have the smart reviews and we have smart rewards as collections already created in here based off our snapshots. Now, when you load this up, it's going to pull in all the custom values for that sub account inside your system. Now, you guys have access to a thing like this too. If you guys have our Power Tools thing, you can come in here and you can create your own collections of custom values and make it so that you can edit those and assign those to different sub accounts as well. This is a system we built so that it makes it easier for everyone using our tools to be able to update custom values, because I don't want anybody going into the HighLevel custom values editor to try and update there.
Yeah.
So what you can do here is you can go and create your collection. Here, I just did a thing here. Let's get the custom values for this one. This will show us custom values here. We can then select which ones we want to show up in our list. We can give a tooltip for it. We can give it a default value. We can give our resources
So
video
guys,
for it.
default value, listen to that, because
So
this
default
is,
value.
yeah, this is
Is
very, very,
me.
this is high leverage thing.
Now, if I go, let me go over here. Because we're going to switch over to custom values here. I just want to go over to custom values demo. Now, imagine you're doing onboarding with your customers, and we're going to go to sites. This is all on the front end now. So this is inside of a funnel. You built a form with your custom fields and stuff in it. In our system here, we can map custom values to custom fields.
Yep.
So when we map those custom values to custom fields, now we can pull in the custom values and show you what's already in the system. And if there's no value there and you have a default value set, it'll drop the default value in there for you.
Yeah.
So when you're doing onboarding and people are like, I don't know what I should put here, you can have default values already set for those customers. It'll show you the tool tips, and then it'll show you like resources and put the links and whatever you want in there as well.
And I wanna clarify, like highlight really the meaning of the default that you can preset on this, because this is good for these guys listening. we do something similar, and we have, a bunch of custom values that are our own agency, like our agency name, agency email, even
Yep.
though it's a customer sub account. But when there are certain emails that are automated going to the customer from their sub account, it's with our agency name, it's with our agency, like the footer, the sign off, like bunch of stuff. So that means that that's always going to be the same for every single sub account. And so
Yep.
rather than like, and I don't know about you, but I hate repetitive work, like repetitive.
Absolutely.
Automate what you can because it's just mind numbing, right? So this
Yep.
particular use case, that's how we use it. We preset all that stuff, and even like, say for example, in the footer of the website, you've got that little like, this website is not in any way affiliated with Facebook or Meta. It's like for landing pages that you're
Yep.
running paid leads. Like you have to have that little blurb in there, and you could hard code it in if you wanted to. But what if that needs to be changed across the whole sub account? I don't know. My approach is always like very much like
Yeah.
be future proof, be
Doing
scalable, and
some
be
things.
future proof.
I like that. I like that a lot. That it's just, you know what? I hate having repetitive stuff over and over again. Like here's like an example. I'm using our custom values updater we're building out a bunch of these different funnels for clients that we have. So when they come in, we're launching one of these. Oh, that's not the one I wanted to load up. I wanted to load up the onboarding setup. So this is really for our agency that's handling this. But what we're doing is making it so that when we launch the funnel, we drop in the snapshot, load up this page, fill out the details for this page, and then hit submit. And then that'll update all the custom values basically for this sub account. We still need to go create a phone number and a domain for it, but for the most part, now that business is set up, like we're even setting the brand color here, what we want that going to do, that's going to update the headers, the footers, all the forms inside of there, different colors, change the font colors, that kind of stuff inside of that funnel page. Now it takes us from 30, 40 minutes to go set up the funnel to like, we're down to like maybe 10 to set up that sub account. The thing that takes the longest is we have to go add the domains now. Really cool ways being able to set it up. And we're using our custom values editor for that back end, but HighLevel even has some, you can update custom values. The only problem with HighLevel is it won't pull in the current values, and you can't put in like default values.
Yeah, and you don't actually want to create custom fields just to be like a way to populate custom values, because then that's the customer's going to see that in their CRM against the contacts, and then then you're dealing with the overwhelm. Was like, what are these fields? It's like, there's a thing of that as well. Like when it comes to designing the user experience, I wish, like, what would be cool, what I wish HighLevel had is ability to create custom fields, or not even have to create them at all. Is be able to just pull in custom values into a form as fields directly.
So two different options. One, the way that a lot of our clients use this is they'll create this form once in a different marketing account. They'll have this inside of their marketing account. They load this form up as you can either pass the location ID, the sub account ID right here. You can pass that sub account ID over to the form, and then our system will know which sub accounts to update. So you can have one form in one location, pass the details over either by a custom menu link, and you tack on location equals whatever the location ID is. It'll grab the custom values from that sub account. They can fill in their details, hit update, and then it'll update the details in that sub account as well, without having the custom fields and all the custom fields and forms and stuff like that inside of the sub account.
Yep. That's
so
brilliant. That's how we do that.
That makes it a lot easier. So we have like, so for example, we have a Joel who has a dance studio, and inside there, he has a link inside of HighLevel. It's like their onboarding stuff. You click that, it's got 5 different forms inside of there. You fill out each one of those forms. Those custom fields and everything are all inside of his marketing account. And the sub accounts don't see anything of that, because I agree with you. People will see that. They'll be like, what is this? What are these custom values? What are these custom fields? What am I supposed to do with them?
Yeah.
And because the problem with custom fields too, right? They're going to show up in the contact records.
Exactly.
And then they'll just be like confused. So if we can eliminate confusion in any way, in every way possible, you'll have much happier clients.
Yeah, adoption and all that. I mean, that's a whole another topic. Okay, so you've got a couple of really cool tools. I've noticed there's one more tool I'd like to look at. I mean,
Absolutely.
from I think the video one is pretty interesting. But if you have
Video one is super
any
rad.
particular other one that you wanted to show as well to the guys,
Oh yeah, I want
particulars,
to show you just
yeah,
really quickly. I don't know if I showed you guys. Did I show you the review thing with the 5 stars review thing?
uh,
I can't remember I was doing that or if I did a video. So with
let's
you
have a
can
look.
set your values. I think I did a video just before I was talking with you about this, but so the way we have this set up is we've got that, we've got that page for reviews that we talked about with the 5 stars on it, and people can go to it, and that works really well. But one of the things I love about this is we can capture reviews and contact information from customers that we don't know about, So if I was to say, let's just go to the standalone reviews snapshot here. Then I go to contacts. I'm going to delete my name out of here. Let's go here. Okay, so that's going to delete me out of there. But let's go to this now. So we're inside of Smart Reviews. Here, I'm going to go down to this sub account that we're at. Now, imagine, hey, you got a client who has a retail location. They've got an NFC card. They say, you finish up with someone and you say, hey, if you feel like if you had a 5 star experience today, would you mind leaving us a Google review? And here, if you just mind holding up your phone, you can tap this and you can go to leave us a review. Now, when they tap it, it's going to bring them to a page like this. All the customer has to do is click like that. It's going to bring them to a page where it's going to ask them for their phone number, ask them if they want to receive marketing material, click continue. This takes them to an AI review suggestion prompt where they can pick, what they loved about the restaurant, the speed, the quality. It'll generate a review for them, give them a suggested review. They can read it,
So
like it.
it actually writes it up for them. Yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry. I was kind of speeding through it. But yeah, it'll actually like write the review out for them here, and then they can click copy. And that'll take them over to Google where they can then paste that in as a review, update it, change wording, whatever they want to do with that. But what's neat about this is let's go back to this sub account where we just deleted that contact. It captured my information. So it's got my name, phone number, email. I just got added to it. I got tagged as GMB review in here. So now I can trigger off any automations, workflows, anything I want from
Where
that
did it
contact coming in from that card.
where did it grab the email address though? Because you didn't have a field for email address.
No, we're using Google login. So they actually logged into they actually log into our site.
Smart,
So
because
it
in
asks
order to
to
give a
log in
review, you
five
need to
stars
be
review.
logged in as a user on Google, and
You have to
since
be
that,
logged in already.
and then Google gives you their email address.
Yeah,
Bec-
when you log in, it gives you their name and their email address. So
I
go
like
through
that.
that. You can log in and capture that information and sends it into HighLevel, and then we can do more things too, like editing reviews or that we can prompt and do all this kind of fun stuff in here too.
Nice. I like this a lot. Yeah. So I mean, I built some snapshots in the past too. I do have a reputation management snapshot which does a bunch of stuff. There's nuances, right? But it's kind of comparing notes as well, like looking at what you've got here.
For sure.
And I do like that what you just showed me, because that removes that bit where people just don't come with fucked writing a review. I mean, ideally you'd like them to write it, and if they want to, they can still do that. But this is just capturing more chances.
Yeah. So now this like you can turn it on or turn it off. So if you say that you don't want to or you don't want to do AI, you can turn that off
Yeah.
and then hit update, and it won't ask them. It won't do the AI prompt thing. You can also turn it off, collecting the phone number if you want to do that too. But yeah, the cool thing is we have that chat now. We just added in this too, so that now you want to do NFC cards. We created a thing inside of it. We have a QR code manager in here which will allow you to go and you can dynamically create a bunch of QR codes.
Yeah.
And then if you want to send that off to a printer, you can have QR codes pre-created and printed and stuff like that. So they can have, if you create a list, it'll create a whole list, a spreadsheet with all the QR codes that you want to export. You could do up to like 500 or something like that. So if you click now, you can go up to 500, give it a system descriptor. And what that's going to do, it's going to export out. Let's go podcast.
Like a use case here, again, it's going back to the restaurant. You got a restaurant with 50 tables and you want to have a sticker of a QR code per table for tracking which table. I don't know if you wanted to do that way, but
you can do that. What I want now, so what this is going to do though, is instead of doing a sticky on the table, what I want to do is, I mean, you could do that. You could be like, okay, well, this table left a review, but now I'm saying, hey, let's take this, let's print out 500, let's create 500 codes. It's going to give us a spreadsheet with all these QR codes in it. QR codes are the same as NFC codes, that kind of thing. We can send it off to somewhere in China or something like that, who's going to pre-print all of our cards for us. Now you've got a stack of like 500 cards. You can click on the link, you can program them.
So what you're saying is gonna, let's say in China they'll print it out, but it'll be also NFC enabled, so it'll have both.
Yeah, so it'll have the QR code and the NFC code already on the card. Once you get the cards, you can tap it with your phone or just click the link there saying, hey, I want to do the standalone. It's going to pre-program it here for the 5 stars review page. And now we've got codes that we can use for our restaurant clients, our business clients, that kind of thing. And you just have a bunch of them that you could already use, right? That's the trouble with the NFC cards is, I mean, you can buy them off Amazon, you can buy them anywhere, and then you can program them yourself. But we want to make things as easy as possible. So it's easy to take that spreadsheet, send it to China, get 100 cards printed, they send it back to you, and then you enable them all inside of your system.
For somebody who's never done that, gone through that process of ordering something from China, do you recommend like a vendor that is like a
Don't have one specifically, but we're just looking at Alibaba and then seeing. I'll have an update on that inside of our system here, and we talk about it on the Tuesday and Thursday calls about updates about who we tried and what we're working with and that kind of thing too. So soon I'll have a list of a couple of vendors that we can just reach out to. And I was talking with a guy. I'll be having a couple calls on Monday with people who all in North America here who will print cards as well. And there might be some people in Australia and stuff that will do cards as well. But you guys are fairly close, and it probably wouldn't take too long to order cards.
Yeah, obviously way cheaper always. Yeah, because when you compare it on land, it's always like 10 times more expensive to get cards.
Yeah, so if you check like Alibaba or something like that, you can go in there and look up like NFC Google card.
And you can just do that.
Whatever. And it'll give you a ton of different options. And obviously, like using these guys is always the same. Look for somebody with good reviews who's been in business, that kind of thing, right? Yeah. You don't want to go with, I started up yesterday kind of thing. So that kind of stuff. Those are my suggestions. And then, I know we're eating up time here, but
no, we're good. We usually go for an hour and a half. So we got time.
Okay, cool. Yep. I'll jump over to the video testimonials thing too.
Yes, but just before we do that, I just had a bit of a follow-up question on the QR codes.
No problem.
Because we talked about, what this does for the business, but the business model itself for the agency, it's obviously very appealing. It's a good foot in the door. It's, you just go into your local area, you can look up restaurants, you can hit them up. You could walk in there physically and hand out cards. Like one of the things, how you pitch this, right? You go into a restaurant, like, hey, how do I leave a review? And they say, go to our Google and ask, you guys don't have that. Hey, here you go. I made you a card. And then
absolutely. And what I love is you can program these on the fly and give them to them. And it's a great foot in the door. Sometimes what we'll do is we'll give them the card, say, hey, use this to get your next 100 reviews. And then I'm going to follow up with you, right? You can come back and talk to them, and then you can sign them into HighLevel. You can be like, hey, listen, this is great. You guys are getting reviews. That's awesome. But now what if I have AI follow up with all of those reviews for you? We've got a system that will do all the follow up and that kind of stuff. And we can also even start, now that we've started building this VIP list, hey, I can show you the last list of 100 customers that you had. We can actually start following up with these customers if you want. We've got this promotion system that we can tie in here. Now they're like, oh, you've got a list of people, you're getting us reviews, and we have a way to follow up with them. It's
what I like about
a really good foot in the door system
is that you're not going to a restaurant and trying to like cold pitch them to sign up. You're giving them something of value. It's free. You're not putting any pressure. You're saying, hey, here's the thing. use this card, just tap the people's phone when they purchase, we say 100, whatever,
Yeah.
and then I'll come back. But you don't, they don't have to like, and it's not costing you. It's not really an overhead either. It's
not
just a
costing you.
plastic card, $1 or whatever. And then on the back end, the only thing that's probably costing is just to generate the AI action, the GPT open API for.
You don't even do that yet. You just go and say, hey, we're gonna help you get 100 reviews. Have it tied into the HighLevel account. You create a sub account with a snapshot in there. You can have it set to send you an internal notification. Hey, this business just got 100 new contacts into their system from the card.
Yeah.
You can I would also create like a little automation that sends them information on how they follow up with the customers. I wouldn't even, or like how they use the system, right?
Like
Make sure that
a
you're
little
tapping the
reminders, hey, make sure you're
But-
using it as just to stay top of
because
mind.
you're asking a business to start a new habit, and they're people are adverse to habits, so you're like, hey, you're asking them to like start asking for reviews and being proactive about it. Get them to do that. I wouldn't set up the AI stuff yet. I wouldn't set up any automations or follow-up. All we're doing is we're collecting those contacts. What we're going to do is go back in, talk to them later, say, hey, look, we've got 100 contacts in the system using this card that you guys have been using. Let me show you a couple things. I can show you the contacts. What if like our system now, if you want, we can set it up to do AI review, like responses. We can have it automatically respond to all those customers for you. We can also add you into our promotion system. So once a week, you can be following up with those customers and sending them message, letting them know about coupons and events and things that you guys have going on. It's a great flow, right?
A lot of things rattle off that, because then you can also say, we can also automatically post it on social media, which is a native function of GHL. And then that naturally then goes into the next module, like the next upsell, which is the referral campaigns, the coupons.
Yeah. And then I mean, there's so many options. So it just depends on how you want to go about it, because you've got the review widget you can put on their website, all different kinds of stuff.
Yeah, it opens up a lot
and then
of
you
doors.
can get into missed call, text back, and all different kinds of things.
I like that
too. But I found that, we want to keep it fairly simple. The agencies who grow the best keep it very simple, right? I know people come in and they're like, we've got all these tools. There's all these things that we can do. If we just keep it simple, it's a lot easier to manage. It's a lot easier to scale. And if you have something that's a really good offer to get customers through the door, you don't have to keep, upsell to the next thing and next thing and next thing. But just a really good, simple system that I like to almost set it and forget it. The review system, set it and forget it. You can have that whole thing automated.
Yeah, it's a high converting offer, very appealing. Because of that, you could probably build a bit of an army of people in your local market. You can do the walking around to the restaurants for you even.
Yeah.
I mean, you made a really important point. It's like a lot of us tend to overcomplicate, over-engineer, and that's, it's, like I'm a good example. I'm a nerd. I like to, just like,
yeah.
And I built some pretty epic stuff, which is awesome, right? But also, it took me longer to get out on the market. It's not as easy to sell because it's more expensive, and so this, and I shout out to Johan. I spoke to Johan the other day from HighLevel Suite. He said the same thing, hey, I've got so-and-so and she's making this much. And it's, just going around to restaurants selling reputation. That's it. Simple offer, nothing complex. So
think of the person who makes $1 million selling cat towers on Amazon. It's like the one thing they sell, right? That thing. But we as marketers tend to want to complicate things, and we make things like, oh, I'm going to give you this thing and that thing and this thing and that thing and all these things. And you go talk to a business owner who's not familiar with any of this stuff, and they go, I don't know 90% of the stuff you just said, so I'm a no.
Yeah.
What I learned over the years too with all this stuff is, if you can productize your offer, this is our restaurant marketing system. You don't even have to tell them what's in the restaurant marketing system. This is the restaurant marketing system that we use for our clients, and this is the results we're going to get for you. You can sell that way easier than saying, hey, we're going to do review management, promotions, missed call, text back, automated AI, and different things. Rather, walking into a business, hey, yeah, do you have a loyalty program? I want to get customers to do this. I'm going to give you all these different features that we have. We can create automations and workflows and stuff like that. People, it's the problem is we know what that stuff means, but those business owners don't know. They're too busy.
Yeah.
It's confusing to them.
He-
It's
Like an approach, what I would do, I would like trying to figure out like who's the owner, try and get their name, and then say, hey, I'd like to take you out for lunch, business lunch. I'll pay for the lunch and I'll pitch you something, but we're not going to go to your restaurant. We're going to go to one of the competitors downtown that we work with so that you can see exactly what we do. And then we're going to have a dinner with them. We're going to talk to them about what we're about to pitch them. And then comes the end of the meal. And then the waiter will come in and it'll actually show them the real use case. Like,
Yeah.
And then you looking at them like, so, this is your competitor. They're doing this. We can do the same thing for you. Like they're not going to say no. It's like, that's it. And yeah, it might cost $200 for that lunch, but like, lifetime value and all that. Once you got the numbers, it's another
whatever. Let's say you're charging, let's say you're even just charging them $250 a month, $297 a month, or $200 a month.
Yeah.
That customer, that $100 lunch just turned into $2,400 for the year, and it's like, that's one of the hard things for a lot of people to wrap their head around too, is the lifetime value. The lifetime value of that customer, if you get them to stick around for 3 years, that's going to be
thousands.
Now like $7,000 kind of thing.
And that's if they don't upsell to
7,200.
anything else.
That's if you just keep them on that one plan, but once they're happy with stuff, you can upsell them to different things. And one of the things too is just your own follow-up too. Like, let's not forget about that. Just because you have that one customer signed up for a thing, it's so important to be following up and talking with them again too, and seeing how things are going, and not just completely forgetting them.
Oh yeah. No,
I know I said set it and forget it, but I'll just say one thing is, as an agency, your ability to do reporting is so huge to keep a customer around. Our agency is a Facebook ads agency, and that's primarily what we do there. And we pride ourselves on the reporting that we do. And our team is really, really good at it. And so like once a week, I think it's like once every 2 weeks, the customer is getting like a very detailed report along with a video of, hey, this is what's happening. This is what's going on. These are your metrics. These are how customers are coming in. This, how many people on the landing pages, how many people filled out a form. And you send that to them, because we've had client after client over the years be like, hey, they just signed up with us. They've got a boost in business. And now they're like, well, I don't know if it's you guys or something magically just happened and we're just started getting busier,
Oh,
and then you have to show them reporting, and it's like, no, you hired us to do your marketing and now your marketing is going up, but they're willing to cancel just because they want a lot of businesses, right? They don't like spending money on marketing. So I love the ones that do. I love the ones who do want to spend money on marketing, but you get those clients who know that they have to do marketing. And if you don't tell them, hey, you're doing marketing with us and here's the numbers and here's the metrics and here's everything, they're the first ones who want to drop you as soon as, anything happens.
Yeah. Really important point. It's not just enough to have the customer paying you. It's doing the weekly or monthly reporting and making sure that they actually see it, or even having a monthly call and going over that report with them.
Yeah.
It just keeps selling the value of what they're paying for. So it just makes it, they can.
I know we switched to talk about reporting, but I just think it's such a valuable thing that a lot of agencies don't know about, especially new agencies. And, it wasn't really until we had a coach probably about 8 years ago tell us, like, you guys need to double down on reporting, that we realized, that's what's keeping our customers around.
Yeah.
Was the actual reporting, not just the service we're providing.
Yeah, I love it, man. Lots of valuable pieces of advice. We are running out of time, so
Yep.
I want to let the guys know where they can find out more information. I don't think we're gonna have time to go over, or unless, it's a pretty short demo. Did you want to show that video
2
thing?
seconds here, and I'll show you the video thing. I got it loaded up right here.
Yep.
Okay, there. Okay, so we've got this video capture system, which is really, really sweet. I'm going to go here. This is just going to ask me to log in and collect my information, because typically what we're doing is, with the video capture, is we're sending customers to this page that we already know who they are. right?
Yeah.
If you're going to send anonymous people here, then you're going to have to get them to log in. You can see up here, we have our contact ID up there. The reason why we do that is because then we can attribute this video to that contact. We can say, thank you for leaving a video. We can give them points for leaving a video. We can do things like
So,
that within the system.
so the previous page, you wouldn't even have to send them to the previous page. You send them directly to this one, really, if you do
Yeah,
it
if
on
they're
the
coming
back
from
hook.
HighLevel, there's a
Yeah.
trigger link that'll send them directly to this page where it'll
Yeah.
load in their contact information and everything. This was just off of a demo off of our
That's
GHL
why you've got
Power
that extra
Tools
step, because you
video
got it in the link.
capture
Yeah.
page, which is the, hey, try this thing out.
Got
But
it.
then we can attribute it to contacts that come in. I wonder if I'm going to shut my camera off for a second just so I can load this up. So when I hit record, it's going to ask me to do this, allow a visiting the site. So it's going to load up my video here. If I hit record, really cool is can then give me a few different prompts as we're going through this video. So what were things like before working with Power Tools? You can answer that question. How is it working with, I always like Russell Brunson's video testimony. It was like, what were things like before? How are things now? How are things going? Or, what was like working with us? How are things going? And then what are you excited about in the future? And if you can
It's,
get somebody to answer those 4 questions in a video testimonial, you're going to have a super powerful video
yeah, I
testimonial.
like that.
So I'm just going to hit use video so we don't hear me talking. And what that does is it publishes it. It sends it into our back end. I have it triggered to trigger a bonus right here, but that will send us into, let's go over here, video testimonials. This can be, again, this can be custom menu linked into a sub account as well. If I go, I believe this one, you can see the video.
Yeah,
Right here.
you got me there.
There's one that you did earlier.
Yeah.
I can approve.
Okay.
When I approve it, it'll go into the approved video.
Uh-huh.
Here. A little bit. There's the video there. And then this all goes into a gallery and you can download a GIF, that kind of thing for it. And then you can use that for follow-up marketing. You can use it for social media. You can do it for whatever you want, really.
Does it, you say it goes to gallery, it automatically goes to the website? It shows up automatically on the website?
Yeah, so once you approve a video, and go to, let's go to, it might, let's go demo video account. I think it's in here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's always the problem with building snapshots and offering snapshots. You have to have these demo sites,
Where was the one that we had? I think it was this one here.
Yeah. All right.
There, yeah. So you can pull in
right.
those videos.
Yeah, you could probably style it a little bit more if you wanted as well and all that. But yeah, that's good.
I mean, you can do whatever you want with that, really. But it'll pull the videos in there. You can manage it here. We actually used this for our daughter's hockey team last year. We got them to record a bunch of videos for their coaches, and we downloaded all the videos and pieced them all into a big montage video for them as well.
That's super valuable marketing for the club. They could then run ads against it.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and everybody liked it. It was these long videos for each coach, but we captured all their videos. We've got other agencies who use it. You don't have to use it just for capturing video. You can do it for a video update. If you want somebody to submit like an update for a project that they're working on, you can have them. You don't have to ask for a video testimonial. You can ask them to submit like an update for a project. We have it set up so that you can reverse the video to a cell phone. You can then capture video like of a work site or something like that too, so that you're on the job. They can record videos and send them in as kind of like updates about what's going on.
Yeah, that'd be useful for tradies. Yeah, I like it. I like it.
So I mean, that's the deal one.
It'd be cool if they have a use case also for customers who, they submit support tickets and they often just like trying to explain it in words. And it's like, it doesn't really work that well. It's better if you drop us a Loom. But with Loom, you kind of like, there's no, like this gives a bit of a guardrail, like with that little question. It'll be cool, screen share. Okay, do this. So just like makes it super easy for SaaS customers, for us agencies, for them to, in a structured format,
With what we have here is we don't have the screen recording.
Yeah.
But
right.
For sure. because we do a lot of support
And then what you could do is then you could plug it into a system that transcribes it. Then the transcript gets injected into the prompt. The prompt is already baked against AI agent that is trained around everything it needs to know about high level. And so the ultimate thing is they get an email back and say, "Hey, we got your thing. Hey, here's how you need to. Here's what you did to fix it in your account." And so that's like an automated.
Now we got to start thinking about that.
Automated customer support system. Yeah. And then you still have a video reference too. So yeah, I mean, so many ideas. Yeah, we should do maybe just collab.
We should chat more. We should chat more often.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So this is, I love what you've got. Yeah. And if the guys listening obviously want to check it out and learn more and, invest in one of these snapshots, these tools that you have, where did they go? Well, where did they go? We've got a website, highlevelexperience.com/GHL Power Tools. But do you want to just explain what they can see on that page once they land there?
So when you get to GHL Power Tools, I don't know if he's set up to redirect for it yet. When you come here, it'll just kind of give you an overview of, here, let me share my screen. Sure. When you come here, it just kind of has an overview of all the tools that we have inside our, and we have over 100 industry snapshots too. We have the gym, home services, salon, spa, marketing, restaurant, loyalty, and reward systems set up inside of there as well. You'll see what's in the box or review system, referral system, loyalty and rewards, custom values updater, a front bulk end uploader. So if you want customers to like upload a list of contacts into a system, you can do that. Makes it really, really simple too. We had a subdomain manager with Mailgun, but that was pretty adequate. We actually I just kind of took that out of the marketing thing. I don't even know if there's any clients still using that, but we have our QR code generator. We have some scripts, some snapshots, more funnels, more custom values updater. We have a contact creator, card creator, which is kind of neat too. So you basically a VCF card creator that you create for your sub accounts. And then when somebody sends out a text message from that, it'll also send out a contact card with their logo and stuff, so it gets loaded into their phone.
Nice. Like it
too. And then you can go through and read about some of our other systems. And if you want to jump over to like our loyalty and rewards or our restaurant marketing system, you can check out those pages as well. There's a ton of information. I think almost every one of these programs has their own page with it as well. So if you want to get started with us, you can either do $149 a month, which gets you 3 licenses for the loyalty and reward system and basically unlimited licenses for everything else except for the video testimonials creator. You just have to buy, it's basically you pay monthly for minutes in order to use that, just for the processing minutes. Or we do have a lifetime or a yearly on here for $14.97, which basically saves you 2 months worth of payments.
Yeah, brilliant. So you could basically go on a subscription model, and that's how you get access to everything. Or you could purchase individual products as well if you want it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And most people actually either take the yearly or the $149 because they just want access to everything that's in here. So that's usually what we talk about. But we have a couple different pricing. Like you can do smart reviews on its own for $9.97, or you can get licenses for this on its own for different price and different things. But we just bundle it all together in the $149 or the $14.97, and that seems to be the best way for us to go, and that allows us to keep continuing to create really awesome stuff and keep you guys happy as well. So we've got a Slack channel that we're always answering questions into, and then we also do tech calls every Tuesday and Thursday as well. So you can jump on there and we chat about stuff. And I'll show you one more thing about the back end here. We've got a bunch of training and stuff too. So we've got full documentation on everything that we've created.
I was literally going to ask, that's like one of the big
and
things.
We've got sales training and everything on here.
Yeah,
as
great.
Well, so.
Because, you guys hear me talk about it all the time. We've had Michael Presidio on the show. I build snapshots too. And one of the things that I always say is like, you got to have if you want to offer snapshots to the community, you have to have a documentation, like a decent enough documentation that if somebody buys the snapshot, they can understand how does it, this is great. Yeah. So look at this.
Hey, we've documented
everything. Yeah.
Everything's in there. We're actually setting up a new support portal. But this one works really well.
Nice.
So
I like
smart reviews, everything. And then we've got front end training in here as well for the restaurants and the businesses on how to use like loyalty and rewards.
Yeah.
Too. So we're trying to cover all the bases and make it as easy as possible for you guys to
Yeah.
get started.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I don't know about you, but like if whenever I invest into something, that's like, well, I want to apply it right away. I want to go all in, and I don't want to get stuck on anything, right? And if you get stuck on something, like and then there's like poor support, or I don't know, like I signed up for this tool yesterday, that allows you to create thumbnails for YouTube, and it's using AI and stuff, right? And I don't want to call out the name of the company or anything. It's just been yesterday, but so far, I sign up. Zero onboarding, no onboarding, like no welcome video, nothing. It's just go like just the UI of the interface.
Yeah.
And then, okay, well, I mean, I'm pretty intuitive. I can like figure it out. Okay, I'm using it. And then and it said, hey, you can upload your face, like your own faces. And then the thumbnails will then have your face. So I did it. And then I'm, put a prompt, hey, create this thumbnail. And they create a thumbnail, but it wasn't my face on it. I'm like, but I did. So like, and now because I know there was no onboarding, like, so where do I go now? Like, this is a bit annoying. So yeah, it's got to be easy.
Onboarding is so important. If you're running an agency and you're trying to do SaaS or anything like that, where you have customers logging in, having support calls is super important. Another thing I'll just throw out there is like providing an abundance of support for your customers is going to be huge. And then reporting as an agency is huge as well.
Yeah. So you have a Slack channel. You also do onboarding call for people who sign up for agencies.
Lots of times what we'll do is people join the Tuesday or Thursday call and then ask questions and we'll go through stuff. And if they want, we do have a paid onboarding call. We'll go through and actually either set stuff up with you or set stuff up for you.
Okay. Yeah, nice. Great. All right, guys. If you guys are looking for smarter, not harder, if you're already using HighLevel or thinking about it, then, you should check out GHL Power Tools. Head over to highlevelexperience.com/GHL Power Tools. It's a suite of next level tools built specifically for HighLevel by Jason and his team. Whether you're looking to increase repeat business for your restaurant clients or retail clients, streamline your onboarding with custom value updaters, or capture more 5-star reviews using NFC tech, this toolkit is an absolute game changer so far from what I'm seeing. And the best part, you don't need to build these systems from scratch. Just plug, play, deliver more value to your clients right away. So head over to highlevelexperience.com/GHL Power Tools to learn more and grab access. Again, that's highlevelexperience.com/GHL Power Tools. Go level up your agency with the right tools today.
All right, man. I appreciate that. That's a good speech. Like,
so then, mate, before we wrap up, I like to give my guest the opportunity to just like a final piece of advice, if you'd like to share with, just in general, outside of your, pitching your product or anything, just advice for fellow high level out there listening to this, who's trying to grow their agency.
I answered a question the day in Facebook. Someone was asking, like, where would you start? Like, what do you offer as a high level agency? And what I wrote there is the same thing I'll say here, and we already talked about it, was just keep things simple. Don't try and offer too many things. You're going to overwhelm yourself. You're going to overwhelm your customer unless you're experienced in selling that kind of thing. So just keep it simple and go and talk with business and have just really good conversations with those and network, right? If you're trying to sell too many things you're not really confident about, or those customers don't really understand, it's going to be a very, very hard sell to make. But if you can just keep things simple, you can be like the guys who made like $1 million selling cat towers on Amazon. Just that one simple thing, right? And you'll grow from there. At least if you're going for your like first 10 or 20 clients, do that, and then you can expand from there, decide where you want to go.
There you go. Simplicity for the win, guys. Make sure that you take some notes. And thank you, Jason, for being on the show. I appreciate you. A lot of very valuable advice. It was great to see your product as well. That's also helpful.
Being here.
So yeah, thank you. Thank you guys for listening to today's episode as well on the HighLevel Experience. If you've enjoyed today's episode, then please share it with your fellow agency mates and other high levelers that you think would also benefit from listening. For show notes, links, and extra tips to help you grow your agency or your SaaS with HighLevel, please go to highlevelexperience.com. Thank you, and have a great rest of your day, everybody.